Didn't see your announcement.
I know, I tagged a few people in it. I'm guessing we won't have many people today, but this is the first of, it's been a while, so that's okay.
People are running.
That could be true. I did change the time to noon instead of 12:15, because I was hoping to not run into that 1 o'clock meeting, like scenario that you would be done well enough. So we'll see how it goes.
There's no perfect.
I know. I can't, it'll never be perfect. It won't be a perfect day or a perfect time, but try to do what I can, so. Alrighty, we'll just get started. We're gonna start with a few deep breaths. So we're gonna start here right in the middle. We're gonna practice some good breathing, one hand on our chest, one hand on our belly. Feeling that oxygen. Make our chest rise, make our belly rise. And then as we exhale, we're gonna feel our belly go in, our core tighten, our chest go down. Our diaphragm pushes all that air out. So just taking a few moments to kind of settle our nervous system from a busy day or a busy morning that we've been having so far. Just reteaching ourselves how to move properly throughout our day. Ooh, weight down. I know Brandon needs a little bit of calming breathing. He's had a busy morning.
Yeah.
From here, we're gonna go to onto our mat. We're gonna do a little core activation. So roll yourself down carefully. What you're gonna do is you're gonna tuck that tailbone under, make sure that rib cage is down, it's not flared open. So ribs are tucked down, tailbone is tucked under, lower back is gently pressed against the floor, and you're just gonna start picking up a foot off the ground. Things to think about while you're doing this is going to be your breathing. Don't forget to breathe. You can still breathe, even though you have all your stuff tucked in the right position. That doesn't prevent you from breathing. Your belly button is pulled in towards your spine. Your core is pulling everything in nice and tight. This movement is not for your hip flexors. This is for your deep core muscles. We're starting to wake them up, make sure that they're working properly for us, and go at your own slow, comfortable pace. I'm just going to time it. There's not a set number here that you have to do. It's more about making that mind to muscle connection. Can you tell that you have those deep core muscles engaged right now? If not, reset, breathe, pull that rib cage down, breathe, tuck that pelvis under, and then start over. Perfectly acceptable. Go for 20 more seconds. Very nice. What we're gonna do, we're gonna roll over to our front side. Pull our toes under, shift back into downward dog. Walking our hands back towards our feet. We just found a really fun way to get to standing. Grab your yoga block. I'm not sure you're not going to butt is making the camera. It's super awkward. Sorry, people. Okay, so you have a yoga board. Your level of flexibility is not going to be my level of flexibility. You may even touch the floor, and that's totally fine. Staggered stance, one foot in front of the other. What we're gonna do is we're gonna practice hinging while keeping our core engaged. So as you hinge forward, look in the mirror, watch your back. Is this you right here? And this is where you can lose it. Your yoga brick is right here. Or can you keep your back nice and flat and your yoga brick is here? Or you're all the way to the ground. All gonna be at different levels. So this is where these mirrors in here come in really handy because you can watch your posture. So think about pulling that core in, rib cage down, core engaged, watch your back as you go down, hinging at the hips, not in your back. So, oh, I lost it, I need to breathe. So, which is totally fine. So what I'm gonna do is once I find this position, I'm gonna just slowly go up and down at my pace. I am just practicing all the things I talked about, keeping the core engaged, keeping the back flat, so that when I do movements in my everyday life, at my desk or at home, hopefully I hinge at my hips. Hopefully I don't use my back so much. So this is just a little bit of practice. And we're doing a staggered stance so that it's a little bit easier on our back as well. Feeling super ambitious, you can put your feet together, but sometimes our hamstrings, depending on what we've been doing, don't like to go there. So switch sides. Hopefully it's the same on this side, but you can hinge from the hips. Watch that back. Core engaged, rib cage down. Remember to breathe. Breathing is part of this. Let's do 2 more. While you're doing this, did you notice maybe one side is tighter than the other? One side's looser. Do you have any imbalances that you need to stretch out later? Take note. Go ahead and set your yoke brick aside. Head to the end of the mat. Again, using the mirror to check your posture, your level of flexibility. You might have to bend your knees as you roll yourself forward down to the ground. Walking your hands out in front of you, you are going to find yourself in plank. We're going to do a really good plank, bringing our belly button into our spine, keeping our shoulder blades back, breathing. Oh my goodness, all the things that make a plank hard. Those are all the things we're doing. All right, knees or toes. We're going to do a push-up. Bring it back up to plank. Find that good plank. Use the hands and shoulders to walk yourself back. Bend your knees as you need to. Roll yourself back up to standing. Oh, deep breath, and we're going to do it again. So feel that nice stretch as you hinge at the hips, and then walk yourself forward, feeling a stretch to the back side of your leg. Finding that perfect plank again, shoulder blades back. Tailbone tucked under, belly button pulled towards your spine. Breathing, feeling all the things right now. Knees or toes, your choice. Push up, back into that beautiful plank. And then walking our hands back, bending your knees as you need to. Bring yourself all the way back up to standing. You can take a nice big stretch at the top if you need to. Oh, let's do one more really good one. Feeling that nice stretch, walk ourselves out. Finding ourselves in plank. Breathing, keeping our core tight. Ooh, how long should I leave you in plank? You know, how long seems long enough? Knees or toes, push up, Bring it back into that perfect plank. If you really focus on the squeeze of that plank, oh man, it'll burn. Should be burning. Using those hands to gently walk yourself back up to standing, taking a nice big stretch at the top. Oh, fantastic. Oh, I like Carl's little like side to side there. That's fantastic. I think I need a little bit of that. All right, we are going to go down to our mat. We're gonna have our band and our weight close by so that we can kind of go back and forth between the two. Find a comfy spot there on your mat. We're gonna do a little core. All the things. We're gonna lay down, yes. So if you have shoes like what I have on, because I'm lazy and I didn't feel like changing my shoes, be very careful that you do not hit yourself in the face with your band. If you have regular tennis shoes, I probably should.
Don't hit the push in front of you.
I know, if you have regular tennis shoes on, just make sure it gets gripped there in the arch of your shoe. We're gonna lie back. We're gonna bring our feet up as straight as we can. So remember the hinge that we practiced. We're doing that hinge, but we're down on the ground now. All right, you're gonna start pulsing those feet towards the outside, starting to feel the glute med, those little muscles on the sides of our hips that help keep our pelvis level. Want to feel those. That's the goal. So if they start to hurt, you're doing it right. Just kidding. They don't have to hurt, but if you start to feel them, you're doing it right. Now, if you are feeling like you would like a little additional ab work with this, as long as you can keep your lower back gently pressed to the ground, you can start to lower your legs. That is an option. You don't have to. We're gonna go for, I don't know, 30 more seconds right here. Keep pulsing those legs to the outside. Don't worry, I won't leave out the cord. Feeling the burn? I know I'm definitely starting to feel the burn. Also depends on what band you picked. I decided to go with the red one today because I figured no one was going to pick the green one, and I didn't want to be that person. All right, carefully let that band fall down. If you want, a weight is optional. You do not have to do a weight. But if you have a weight, we're going to hold it on both ends. We're going to reach up toward your feet. All right, I'm going to time this, okay? So we're going to do this for 30 seconds, reaching up towards your feet. This is perfectly fine without the weight. The weight is too much, or if it makes you feel it in your neck, or just other places that you don't want to feel it, then it's too much. Just skip it. But if you're willing that little additional ab challenge, have at it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab your other weight. So, like I said, you want to have it nearby. Now, since it's Tuesday and I haven't done this in a while, and I know Brandon loves to do triceps so bad. So bad. We're going to do some tricep kicks right here. We're going to go for 30 seconds. So, again, I'm not counting how many you're doing. Weight of your choosing. I just have 5 pounds. Because to be honest, I'm probably going to get sore today for 5 pounds weight. We'll just put it in. Or maybe not. I haven't carried my baby around and she's more than 5 pounds. Maybe I won't be sore. Got about 10 more seconds. is done, carefully set those weights at your side. We're gonna grab that band, moving it around the bottom of our feet, making sure it's nice and secure in the arch. And we're gonna start pulsing those feet to the outside. We're gonna do this one for 1 minute. Again, if you need that little bit of extra support, start to lower those legs towards the ground. You can go up and down. As long as you can softly keep that lower back pressed against the ground. Trying to get those legs as straight as you can up into the air, wherever your flexibility is letting you go today. Might feel this a little bit in your core, just because your core is helping keeping you stable. Definitely be feeling this on the sides of your hips. Three, 2, 1. Carefully set that band down. Grab that weight. Or without the weight, your choice. 30 seconds. Chin up towards those. Really focus on using your core to lift you off the ground. Your knees can be bent if it's too much to have them straight. The motion is the same. Focusing on getting that belly button to go in towards your spine. Two, 1, very nice, carefully. Grab your other weight, set your feet down, set yourself up for 30 seconds of triceps. Nice and control. So your core is again lightly engaged right here, just because it's kind of keeping you stable down on the ground. Trying not to let my elbows move too much front to back. One, very nice. Go ahead, give yourself a little full body stretch here in between. I feel like we kind of earned a nice little full body stretch if you're going to take it here. Also, I don't want to get in trouble for Brandon getting like too warm or something. We'll go back. So I gotta give you a chance to, breathe here. Grabbing that band, making sure it is looped in the arch of your foot. Safely and securely. And 1 minute, you're gonna start pulsing those legs to the outside. For all the runners, loop in, loop in. Oh, you gotta work them all the time. Brandon, are you gonna become a runner? Because everybody else here's a runner. Oh, I tried.
Around March, I think I have, now, I'm here a couple months, it's great, so,
Uh-oh.
I know.
Well, maybe you're gonna feel inspired now that we're up here today.
I'm hoping,
Here we go.
that's been, actually my part of it.
This will make you more productive. So you'll be less busy. Now you're gonna be like, oh, now I can get everything done.
That's the hope.
All right, you got 10 more seconds right here. Ooh, are we feeling it? 3, 2, 1. There, carefully let that band go down to the ground with or without a weight. Bringing the legs up into the air. 30 seconds. Reaching up towards those feet. Really focusing on using that core for the movement. This is not my neck going up and down. my upper body going up and down. My core is facilitating that movement. At your pace. Very nice. All right. Go ahead, grab both weights. One more time, 30 seconds, those tricep kicks. All right, very nice. We did that 3 times already. It goes so fast. All right, staying down here on the ground, we're gonna use our own body weight. We're gonna use a lot of core. So rib cage down, tailbone tucked under, bringing our legs up into tabletop, bringing our arms up, opposite arm to opposite leg, dead bug. So while you're doing this, you're really focused on keeping the middle of your body from moving. Don't let yourself rock side to side. Keep that low back pressed against the ground. Keep those shoulder blades up out of your ears. And then the lower that leg goes down to the ground, the harder it's going to be from your core. So we're kind of getting the core in an X, if that makes sense, in an X mark. For the opposite arms, opposite leg, we're getting the upper core, the lower core. We're taking those deep core muscles engaged as they keep our lower back down on the ground. How long do you want to do this? You just want to do it? This is like such a good one. Probably do like 100 of them or something, you know? I'm just kidding. I might figure out by the time we get to 100. Remember to breathe. We're gonna go for 10 more seconds. Again, I'm not counting how many you're doing. You're kind of going at your own pace. You're resetting as you need to if you fall out of that good posture. Oh, and done. Do you even know that you did it for 90 seconds? That was pretty impressive right there. That's a long time. All right. Planting those feet down into that mat, tucking that tailbone under. Again, ribs down. The core is light to keep everything in your middle stable. You're going to rise up into the bridge. You should be able to feel your big toe, your little toe, and your heel. So your weight is more towards your heel, but you should be able to feel those 3 points of contact on the floor. All right, and then we're going to go at your pace, up and down to this bridge, really focusing on keeping good form, keeping our core engaged, making sure that we're feeling it in our glutes. If you're feeling it in your, let's say, your low back, you need to tuck your tailbone under and you need to hold it there. This is not a low back exercise. You're focusing on that squeeze of the glutes as you rise them up. Now, if you're feeling a nice stretch in your hip flexors on the front, that's okay. That just means maybe they're a little tight. And this should help gently stretch them out. Five, 4, 3, 2, And one. Leaving both those feet down on the ground, you're gonna take those hands, you're gonna gently bring your neck and shoulders up off the ground, keeping it as high as you can off the ground. You're gonna kind of give a little twist, reaching towards your heels. So using the sides of your waistline, your obliques to kind of crunch the rib cage to hip bone. Your hips are not shifting to meet your rib cage, okay? Your core is contracting in between to go down towards your hip bones. You don't want like a wobbly pelvis back and forth. That's no good. That core to keep the neck and shoulders off the ground. If you need to take a little break because your neck's leaving tired or you're starting to like sag down, that's totally fine. We just have 5 more seconds right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. All right, one more for the glutes, but we're gonna go single leg this time, just to add a little challenge. So, same thing that we did with the bridge, except for a one leg bridge. So, core is engaged, all the same thing, using that glute to bring yourself up into bridge. Now, when you're up in this bridge, really look down at your pelvis with everything staying level. We don't want the pelvis to shift up and down, and we don't want the opposite side to droop down towards the ground as we bring our hips up. So focus on keeping everything nice and level. When you do that, you'll feel your core, and you'll feel your outer hip as well as your glute max just really engage while you're doing this exercise. And switch sides. We got to go to you on the other side. Take note too while you do this. Is one of your legs better than the other at doing this? Is one activate more? Is one stronger? Is one weaker? Maybe you need to give one a little bit more attention later. You need to do a few more of these. You feel your hamstring on one side. You know, there's all sorts of things you can feel. Make sure you're keeping that tailbone tucked under. Core is lightly engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Go ahead, put one ankle over the opposite foot. Reach through either to the back of your thigh or toward towards your shin, wherever you can reach. Feeling nice, stretch that glute inside of your hip. And switch sides. Oh, take note too. When you do this one, is one hip maybe tighter than the other? You need to stretch one more than the other. I'm always like when I do this, I switch to the left side. I'm like, oh, yep, that side needs to stretch. Only the left side. All have one side that's a little more dominant, the other muscles that like to be a little more active. All right, gently come out of that stretch. We're gonna roll up to a seated position, putting our legs out long in front of us. Use the mirror if you need to, hinging at the hips, reaching towards your toes. So more than likely, you can't quite touch your toes if you do it like this because your back is straight. But you're gonna feel it a lot in the backside of your legs. Even I just like definitely have to look in the mirror because I'm like, oh, look at that, I'm already slouched over. Oh, and I know I'm running out of time, but I like to do just like one little stretch that kind of gets into that lower back. Woo, because we sit so much. So one leg out in front, the other one tucked in like a nice little triangle. reaching towards your toes, and then taking the opposite arm and reaching up and over. Now, you don't have to touch your toes. Some of us can just kind of naturally touch our toes. That's not the point. Really making a nice big arch right here. You should feel a nice little stretch in that lower back. Now you might feel stretch in this leg too, that's fine. Oh, coming out of that stretch, switching sides, reaching towards those toes, bring that arm up and over. Again, I like to say, take note, where do you feel this? Was maybe one side of your lower back a little tighter than the other? One side feel more mobile than the other? For me, again, I'm reaching over, so my stretch is on the left side, and the left side just always feels like it needs a little bit more attention. Oh, very nice. As always, continue to stretch the exercise. Use other parts of the gym as you want, but I will honor my half hour.